I grew up in San Bernardino, California. I didn't grow up in money. I didn't come from wealth. I lived in one of the top 10 most dangerous cities in America. I saw people get shot on the street in front of my house. Life was crazy. Life was crazy. I grew up watching my mom and dad sacrifice everything so that we could have what we needed. When it came to material things, things were just things. If there were things that you wanted, you worked for them. I would sell chocolates door to door to be on the baseball team. I would mow lawns during the summer to buy my shoes and backpack for the next school year. In life, I've learned a lot more through the hard times or the difficult times than I have through the great times or through the good times. Looking back, one of the things that's definitely shaped me in my life is in 2003, my house burned down. It was a house that my great-grandpa built. It was built out of brick from my grandpa's brick and block company that he started. The fire wasn't just our house. It wasn't just a freak accident. It was an arsonist. A crazy guy was just driving up the mountain throwing road flares out the window. And we were told that we just had to evacuate because the smoke was bad. That we'd be back in our house in 2 to 3 days, that the fire wouldn't make it down to where we lived. Packed up our basic things, some family photos, the legal documents and things like that. And within 15 minutes of us leaving our house and evacuating, thinking we were gonna be back, everything was gone. So looking back, my house had to burn down, not just for my own life, but for the sake of our neighbors and everyone down the street from us. It was just a house at the end of the day. Bad things happen to good people all the time. Life, karma, the universe, God will let you know when something needs to change and make little adjustments along the way. Don't fight the change, embrace it. The only thing constant in life is change. The people that I met after my house burned down are the same people that I work with today and that actually got me my job with Aptiv way back in 2007. I was poor. I didn't like where I was, and I didn't like feeling stuck. But the only person that could change that was me, ultimately. When I first got married, we lived in a house my grandpa called the shelter. He didn't even call it a house because it was literally walls and a roof, and that was it. I lived there when I was first born to 3, and then I lived there when I first got married. And it was a shelter. It was a roof over our heads, while I was working as a pest control technician for minimum wage. Life wasn't great as far as my circumstances, but life was awesome because of who I was around and who I was able to be with. Life is about being patient and putting in the time. My wife was a school teacher. I was a minimum wage pest control technician. We were trying to make ends meet and trying to save. By putting in the time and being patient and doing the right job the right way as a tech, I was able to move into a service manager position within the company. That's when I met Vess, the CEO. That's when I met Chase, one of the VPs. It's when I met James Graves. It's when I met Mason War, and realized that seeing the company culture and the people from the sales side as well as the service side by being in the office as a service manager helped me realize that the people you're around elevate you or deflate you. And at the company, I loved that people were the center of our culture. They always have been and they always will be. So me and my wife moved up to the Bay Area the next year as a branch manager. So as a branch manager, being able to work with the team leaders and the sales reps on a closer level, I was even more impressed with the culture and the organization that we had and how people-centric it was. After getting 3 years of exposure to the sales side of the company, as well as learning a lot about the operations side, I decided to make a switch to the sales side of the company and decided to pack everything up and leave my salary job for a job that was 100% commission. They say that success is preparation meets opportunity. I saw a lot of opportunity with this company when I started with them back in 2007. I sold my first summer in Phoenix, sold my next summer and managed a team as a team leader in Salt Lake, was a division manager and led a team in Orange County. I went from a technician to a service manager, to a branch manager, to a sales rep, to a team leader, then a division manager, then a regional sales manager, then a senior regional sales manager, then a VP of sales, and now a senior VP of sales, all over the span of a few years. As much as I wanted to say that I was done knocking doors and done being in the trenches, our company has always led from the front. As we promoted more division managers and regionals and VPs in our organizations, it's time to train and lead the next generation of people. If there's one thing that I've learned in life and in this job, is that perspective is everything. Looking at where I started, I didn't lose everything I had in that fire. I gained everything I have now in that fire. I have my wife and my kids. I have my job and my career. I have my friends. I have my outlook on life. I have the opportunity to give other people the same opportunity and growth that I have from this company. You don't lose unless you don't learn from your experiences. And looking at what Aptiv has been able to provide for me and allow me to provide for others, I'm grateful forever. Aptiv was the right vehicle for me, and it is the right vehicle for me. It's opened up doors that I didn't think were possible and allowed me to do things that I didn't imagine I could do in my lifetime. Life is short. What you do tomorrow or what happened yesterday don't matter nearly as much as what you do right now.